Hello everyone, welcome to the Trisbrina Show, and in tonight's episode we're celebrating the essence of true freedom because it's the 4th of July and how we must learn to flow, to grow. But then the question comes like, what is true freedom? And the topic of tonight's show, at a bare minimum, true freedom really breaks down into 4 things. Number 1 for us is freedom of movement. The freedom to do what we want to do. Yes. We're going to dive more deeply into that. And then there's the freedom of choice, the freedom to make decisions that are aligned with your true self. And then there's freedom of thought. Yes, hello. How great is that? Open-mindedness, innovative thinking, and then freedom of expression, voicing your true feelings and your creativity.
Expression. You don't know anything about that. She loves to express. We all love to express. So in order to move, to think, to choose, to express freely, we've got to learn how to flow and grow with all that life throws our way. All the different obstacles, all the different challenges. Flow, to me, it's the art of finding your way back to a state where you're moving and blending with life, whatever's happening, no matter what. Flow allows us to maneuver through life. Think of it like water. It's got this never-ending ability to flow with ease and grace. So here we go. Tonight we're going to celebrate.
Here we go.
We're going to talk about how to flow and grow. All right, sweet friends. Well,
yes,
welcome to the
we're
party.
very themed, right? We're red, white, and blue.
I even did blue pants.
Red lipstick. You did.
I went with blue pants.
I've got blue eyeshadow, blue lipstick.
We're all fired up and ready to go.
We gave it a go. But it's beautiful. We live in the USA, and today is 4th of July, but that really isn't what we're talking about. We're talking about freedom. And I'll just going to kick it off for Miss Sabrina.
Just share your heart, babe.
Miss Sabrina, freedom is really my driving force behind almost everything that I do, is because freedom is the doorway to expansion, right? So what are the freedoms that really touch my heart is the freedom to choose, freedom of choice. That's everything, right? You can never be a victim if I give myself the freedom of choice. The freedom of choice, the freedom of thought, the freedom to feel. But really, really, really what I am so appreciative of today and every day is the freedom to do. The freedom to do as I want, when I want. And a lot of that has to do with how I feel, right? The freedom to go where I want to go, the freedom to move and to move freely, which is at the foundation of everything that we do at Satori, is this freedom of movement, this ageless mobility, this freedom of flow, this getting back into our bodies so that we can do the things that we want to do, because that's how we can really tap into being the being that we want to be.
I can jump in if you...
Jump, baby.
Is there a little bounce back and forth? Okay, cool. We recently did an event where
I'm talking the whole time.
It's
None
okay.
for
I
you.
love listening to you.
None for you.
I love listening. Such wisdom pours through you, for reals. We were at dinner last night, and I was just with the new friends, and it was lovely to just get to drop in with some amazing...
Howdy, friends, Mark and Shannon.
Yeah, if you guys are watching, that would be cool. Sweet souls, beautiful people, but I love when Sabrina shares.
They just texted right this second.
They did not.
Yes, they did.
That's alignment strikes. But just listening to what comes through you is really a joy for me. So I'm happy to listen, but I'm also happy to contribute. I love what Sabrina's sharing around movement and the ability to, that's a freedom, right? To be able to have a body that is able, a body that can be free to do what you love and take you where you want to go. I was with a friend working out earlier today, and he was saying how his wife is struggling with some hip pain. And so much so that she can't do a lot of the things that he and the boys love to do. And how he's...
Their sons.
Yeah, and how that's... He has compassion for where she's at right now because he's missing out on all these opportunities, but he totally respects and understands how she's dealing with this pain and her approach, which I really respect. She's working with energy to heal her body. my point is, it's such a blessing to be able to have a body that can be, do, and move and take you places. And we did a workshop recently where the theme really was around, we're not aging, we're saging. And so I love that topic of the freedom to be able to move
Right.
and to do, and that as our bodies grow, it's so important to maintain that freedom. So we teach the art of movement through Qigong, and it works.
And oftentimes, well, but before we go on any further, just so you know, we have an incredible gift for you. And we are doing a totally free 5 days of free classes called the Energy Detox and Reboot event. It's coming up very, very soon. It's starting July 16th, and you are the first to hear about it. You can register
go.
for free, and you'll get a Qigong routine called the Daily Qigong Feel Good Routine when you register. And please feel free to share that with people you love, people that you know that if they got their energy moving and if they got their bodies moving, they could be physically happier, but also emotionally and mentally happier. And that's to me what I'm talking about when I say this freedom to move. It has to do with all of those. It's to move emotionally, and it's to be able to shift mentally, and it's to be able to move physically. And to move at 85 years old might not be the same exact movement as a 25-year-old.
Let's
But
hope.
it is
It's
without without the programming, without the hypnosis, without the belief system of what should and shouldn't happen. Because what we are so passionate about is thousands of people that we have worked with that had maybe been under some hypnosis. Oh, I've had this pain for 25 years and I'm just going to have to live with it. And now they don't. Right? There are possibilities, there is faith, there is desire, and there is energy. The Energy Detox and Reboot event that we just told you about, that can shift that frequency for you, which can shift where you're going in the degree of freedom that you experience, in the freedom of movement, which does affect oftentimes the freedom of choice, which can affect the freedom of how you feel. It can be a cascade and a domino, but we really start with the body, because when the body feels good and the body feels healthy, we have so many more choices on the table.
So if you're just joining us, we're talking about freedom. We're celebrating independence. Today is July 4th here in the US of A, and so the big theme is freedom, right? It's about being independent. And so we wanted to have our show today be about freedom.
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. And playfulness and fun, and connecting with our community, inviting you guys to that free gift that we just shared. And that as we talked about freedom and these different aspects, the freedom of movement, the freedom of choice, the freedom of being able to think for yourself, and then the freedom to express, we realized that what we love is energy and energy flow. And when your energy is flowing, that's when you grow the most. So we called this show Freedom, Flow to Grow. And that's what we're diving into. So if you're here, welcome. Say hi in the chat, and let's continue. Freedom to choose. Let's dive into that a little bit more. You want to take it away?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, freedom to choose.
You sometimes say choose your mood. You have
Choose
the
your
ability to
mood.
choose your mood.
Well, I just paused because I was feeling that so deeply, this freedom of choice. It's one of the biggest blessings I feel that as a woman of faith that we have been given, is that we have the freedom to choose what we do, what we feel, and how we think. We are actually blessed with the ability to have faith so strong, and to have thoughts so strong, and to be so committed to some type of movement that we change destiny. Like it's all so open for us, this incredible freedom. But this freedom to choose, when Tristan just said to choose your mood, I know some people would be like, you can't do that. I'm in a bad mood, right? I'm making fun of myself here. I'm in a bad mood. I'm in a bitchy mood, or I'm just feeling sad, or I just feel like doing nothing. I just feel like doing nothing, right? Like I know all the feels, right?
I think we all do.
I'm really good at, I just feel like you should shut up. Sometimes I feel like that, like whoever's around me, you should just shut up. But the catalyst for that is inside of me, and I actually have the choice to see like where that reaction is coming from, and to put a different frame around it so that I can choose my mood. I can choose to be grateful in a time where I am complaining.
And you were talking about decisions earlier, to be able to decide what aligns with you. I think you said, like, I can choose based on how I feel, how aligned I feel, what I want to do.
Yeah.
And not everybody has that choice, because programs,
They forgot, right?
yeah, and then when that happens, that overrides choice. Choice is a freedom. That's what we're talking about, choice as a freedom, right? Being free from the shackles of your old programs.
Wow.
When you are submitting to programs, whether you know it or not, when your triggers, your old stories, the ways of being are controlling the way that you're thinking and feeling, you've lost choice.
Yeah.
You've lost freedom.
Giving it up.
You're in a prison of your own thoughts. And I know that place so well. Oh my gosh, I've been wrapped up in a mental prison. I've been wrapped up in physical prison. And it's like hell for me. And so to be on the other side of that is true freedom. And so now I get to choose who I spend time with. I get to choose who we serve. I get to choose the next one, which is thought. I get to choose my thoughts now.
Just about
because I can see them.
That, if I just go back to the freedom of choice. What about that person that irritates the crap out of you, and you feel like everything they say, maybe this is all just me, and whatever they say is trying to like put you down or be negative or whatever, and you're always frustrated with them, and you always wish they were different. Why can't you be different? And maybe it's something with your family, like when you get together for family holidays, there's a dissonance because there's so many different belief systems. Wouldn't freedom be to be okay with them being that way without feeling like you have to change them? And wouldn't an incredible freedom be that I'm okay with them having these judgments on me? Can I be free with them thinking that I am this, and this? Because I give away my freedom when I make their opinion of me more important than my experience and more important than my energy. That's why the energy detox and reboot event is so beautiful, because it gets us back to clarity and alignment.
Amen. So the freedom to choose. We've been talking about the freedom of movement and what a blessing it is to have a body that is capable and able, and that it brings a level of freedom into your life that is such a blessing. So please keep taking care of your beautiful body temple so that you have that freedom. Don't lose that freedom. We've been talking about the freedom to choose, because you are present to the now and you're not controlled by your past and your story. So you have that freedom. And now we're talking about thinking, the freedom to choose your thoughts, similar to freedom to make choice, but certain types of thoughts are very freeing. There's an open-mindedness that we can tap into that is bringing the essence, the energy of freedom, expansion. Think of that when you are in flow state, flowing and growing, and you're aligned and connected to information, intelligent information. I'm going to just go there to divine, to source, to love, and that information's flowing through you, and your body's not jumbled and bundled up with constrictions and old issues in your tissues, and the energy's now flowing through you and you're feeling good. That changes the way you think. The information coming in and the information rising up. You're moving from lower vibration to higher vibrational thoughts. That's a freedom.
Yep.
To live in a world and have a life where you are compassionate, you feel generous, abundant, benevolent, where you have such an open way of thinking and looking.
It's really it's like we're talking about an inner freedom, something that can't be taken away and really can't be given.
That's right.
You can catch it like a cold by hanging out with other people that may have that same thought process or teach it. But I could just break into tears thinking about how grateful I am for the freedom to think about things the way that I choose to.
You guys catching there's a distinction? There's the external and internal. We're talking about both. So external, a lot of times we think of freedom as like, I am free from you trying to tell me who I have to be or who I can be. I am free from that external imposition.
Because they're gone? How would you be free?
Because you're independent. I stand up for myself. I'm free from you. And then there's the internal freedom that you're talking about, which is, no, I am free to think how I want to think. Not because you tell me. I am connected to the essence of freedom. I am free to choose because I'm not controlled by this internal compressive thinking. I am free to move because my energy is flowing and my body lives in a state of flow. And now I'm free to express, not because you've put pressure on me to restrict my conversation, my narrative, but I actually am connected to something that wants to express. I'm expressing my heart, the message of the soul. Free to express means that you're not holding back anymore, sharing what your heart loves. That's what it means for me.
Yeah,
True expression.
Wrapping up for me, that freedom of thinking. You could say, oh, I can't change what just happened. I can't change the incident. I can't change the situation. Whether it's good or bad, like something happened.
External.
Oh, a car just hit me from behind. Right? I can't change maybe that in the moment. But how I think about it and how I receive it changes everything. It doesn't just change it in the moment for me, but it changes it in the energetic vibrations of how it goes out, and it totally changes the future. And in changing the future, we change the past, and that's just a little too much for tonight's show. But like, there is such power in that. But I am not able to change my thoughts when my body is out of alignment, when my energy is off. When my body is off and my energy is not aligned and there are energy blocks and the energy isn't flowing, I actually can't tap all these other freedoms. I'm not able to think clearly. I'm not able to choose the highest thought, and I'm certainly not able to express through the freedom that Tristan was just talking about, to express what I feel, because I'm not expressing what I feel. I'm expressing what this off energy in my body feels. So have you ever said something to somebody like I have that where you're like, I really didn't mean that? Why did I say it? Because I was off. I wasn't who I am when I said that. And I have not ever found a way to get there through thinking and reading. I have only found the way to get there by clearing the energy of my body and getting my body and mind aligned. And then all the other freedoms just sort of have opened up for me.
You got to flow to grow. And if you're feeling blocked, you need an energy detox. And so there's the link to go and get a free energy detox and reboot for 5 days, where we're going to teach the art of flowing and tapping into freedom of movement, the freedom from the monkey mind so that you can choose your thoughts consciously, and the freedom to express what's really going on inside, to give yourself permission to speak your truth, to not feel restricted by old thoughts that are blocking you from expressing who you really want to be. And, you know, the more we express...
Discovering who you want to be.
Yeah, true that. The more you go beyond the block... We talk a lot about blockages. We believe that the mind isn't just in the brain. Well, we don't believe it, we know it. The mind is also in the body.
Yeah.
For every time you have a thought, you create a corresponding effect in your tissue.
The body's always listening.
Yeah, and keeping score.
Yeah, it's got a little secretary in there.
So the body stores information because it's its own mind. The body is like a mind. Your subconscious mind is in your body. If you've ever had muscle testing, we've been talking about this recently. You'll hold out an arm. It's called applied kinesiology. And they'll ask you some questions, and they'll push on your arm. And when you are in an aligned state, when it's true for you, you're going to be strong. Your arm will be strong. So a lot of you guys have done muscle testing. When like they'll do a check-in test, like, is your name Tristan? Yes, okay. Is your name Gertrude? No, it's weaker. Okay, because that's the intelligence of the body.
Unless you go by Gertrude.
Unless I have
in
a
your
hidden
secret life.
Gertrude in my, yeah. When you're not around, I play like Gertrude.
Gertie.
My point is that your body has an intelligence. Your body is connected to the deeper wisdom of your subconscious mind. So within your body, there's all of this information. And unless you clean up the energetics of the body and the fascial tissue and the energy pathways, you will have restrictions and blockages and stagnant flow, which lead to like this looping where the body tells this mind up here, we're all funked up. And you get into this sort of a vicious cycle where you're trying to outthink the body, and you can't. You can't feel greater and you can't think greater than what's going on with your energy. So energy's everything.
Yes.
And that's the power of the energy detox and reboot event, is it opens the channels, it flushes out the negative energy, it detoxifies. And then what happens is there's an emergence. There's a remembrance of your natural state. And so the thoughts become free. The movement of the body becomes more free. Your ability to see other options, choices become more clear. And you feel that you have permission to express yourself.
And oftentimes there are miraculous healings that people experience, especially in their physical body. The 5-day energy detox and reboot event is something that happens as a live stream. We are live on Facebook and YouTube for about an hour every day for 5 days in a row. This time it's July 16th through July 20th, and then replays are available. It is completely complimentary. It is our gift. It's in celebration of Tristan's upcoming 57th birthday on the 16th, the day that we kick it off. We would love for you to share the link with your friends and loved ones so that we can get as many people as possible feeling incredible and feeling great. It isn't lecturing, it's actually participatory. You'll be learning healing Qigong moves, ways to free the fascia, ways to feel more mobility in your joints. We'll be doing breath work exercises. We'll be tapping into meditation. We'll look at what has to happen in your heart center in order to create the life in all areas of life that we want to create. And then we'll actually look at how can we use the energy arts for a better level of fitness, to increase bone density, to have more muscle mass, to have better balance, better flow, and less dementia. So we're going to go for it for 5 days, and it's completely free and limited time replays. It is incredible. We've had 90,000 people almost go through this.
Over 90. It comes with a gift right there. So you get a free course, daily Qigong feel-good routine, and then you get the free ticket.
Which I think is 7 moves to relieve aches, pains, and pains and get more pep in your step.
That's right. And you can share this with your friends, with your family, with people who are cool.
Yeah, so I want to bring something up with it being 4th of July, and we're talking about freedom, and we live in the USA, and we all know that there's so much going on right now, and we're talking about let's have an energy detox and reboot event, which I think is so relevant to what needs to happen right now. And without getting into any politics, I just want to say we can't cure hate with hate.
No.
We can't solve war with war. But through love and through clarity and freedom of choice and freedom of thought and freedom of words and choosing higher options and being a force of love and connectivity and big-heartedness connected to source, we can do a lot more good. So that's sort of our opinion on the whole 4th of July and election year and USA is hate can't cure hate. Let's love our way into being the beautiful country and the beautiful world and the beautiful beings that we are. And for us, it has always happened through through the energy, because through the energy we can tap into the most beautiful parts of ourselves and the ideas that we have, and the expansiveness and the miracles and the possibilities happen through that doorway.
Yeah, I love rules. When I was teaching self-defense to girls going off to college, or kids being picked on in school, right? Especially the girls going off to college, and some ladies who would come to try to overcome PTSD that they'd had from being attacked, assaulted, and raped. And I would get so enraged when I would think about the consciousness of the people that would try to hurt these sweet people, these innocent people.
Like me.
Yeah, like Sabrina being attacked. Fortunately, she didn't have a rape or anything like that. She got away because she used her freedom skills. But anyway, my point is, I would get so enraged, and I would throw so much angry energy and frustration at the negativity, and I was feeding it, and I was weakening myself by doing that, and I realized that I was getting entangled, and I was starting to have negative thoughts, like of hurting people that are bad. And I understand why people feel that way, because it's unjust. Mm-hmm. But then what I realized, as
we become them,
we become like them. What I realized was, if I want to truly help change this consciousness that's happening on the planet, then I have to focus on empowering the women. I have to focus on empowering those who feel pushed down or taken advantage of, and build them up and help them be strong. So when we're talking about love, and love is the way, and oh yeah, we're talking about the vibration of love. We're not saying...
But not passive.
We're not saying passive. We're not saying don't stand up for yourself. We're talking about freedom tonight. That's the freedom to choose, the freedom to think for yourself, the freedom to stand for what you believe in, to
and
be the warrior of love. So don't misunderstand. If you're listening and you're new to our world, oh, they're those woo-woo, foo-foo people who talk about energy and all this love and sit on your ass. And,
you better sit down.
You ain't living. You don't know who we are. We're all for strength and power and doing the right thing and taking action, but not from a place of fear, not from a place of anger, not from a place of a war on a war or against those bad people. That ain't going to move the needle, man. Focus on the light that's here in the planet. Create a critical mass of people who are waking up, because there are millions of people on the planet right now who are choosing love over fear. And we build enough momentum around that, that's how you change what you don't enjoy. You focus on what you want. It's a universal principle. So
and
just want to make that point.
And to have the most voltage behind you when you're focusing on what you want, and the most power behind your decisions and your choices, is to have your energy aligned. It's like going with a full tank of gas, so you can show up completely you, not like, yeah, I'm here, but I'm
opting out because it's just too. No, don't freaking opt out.
Yeah.
Lean in with love.
And for us to each of us look at the hypnosis that maybe we're under. Maybe from
Not
things that we
maybe,
grew up with, hearing as a child, or
How about
learning
current
in
media
school,
hypnosis?
current media, and taking responsibility for that. And the freedom to have your own thoughts and to have your own feelings and to take care of your own body as a priority.
Mm-hmm.
As a priority. If you're not feeling good in your body and you don't have the freedom to do what you want to do, it's really hard to have all those other freedoms, because you just don't feel like it. So that's why we're doing this event. It's like the perfect time of the year, and the perfect year, and celebrating. Yay, happy birthday to you.
I'm pretty stoked about being... Happy birthday to you. On a side note, happy birthday. Hey, look, my B-Day has become a very special, sacred day to me, because, number one, it was the day that my soul incarnated in physical form. Number two, it's the day when our beautiful Bentley boy said he was going to, exit across the Rainbow Bridge.
It was our 16-year-old King Charles Cavalier who transitioned last year.
Yes, and it's the day my mom transitioned a few years ago on my birthday. So it's a birth of many type day. And then we're getting to birth more energy into people's lives. Mm-hmm. This event, I don't know, I always say I think it was our best one, was the last one. I think this one will be the best one. We're not the same. We're evolving. We're growing. The students are growing. The community's larger. There's more partners that are supporting the work. It should be pretty rad. So we hope you'll come and play.
There is so much
Hey, Jennifer's here.
energy swelling up behind this movement. Somebody said the other day, it's a movement of movement. And I love that we've got to start like taking care of ourselves so we have the energy. We have the energy to think the things we want to think. We have the energy to do the things we want to do, to express ourselves and to be the people we want to be. And that's just for you, maybe for your spouse, for your siblings, for your parents, for your kids, for your grandkids, just for that. And then it extends out into the community, into the country, and into the world. Because when you don't feel good, it's so hard. Everything is so hard. And I can't wait for the excitement that I will feel for you when doing some simple things to shift your energy. All of a sudden you're like, just because of what thousands of people have said, I feel happier. Oh my gosh, I slept through the night. My back doesn't hurt anymore. This and this and this and this and this. These miraculous things happen when we come back online with who we are. And that's really what the Energy Detox and Reboot event is all about. It's like getting back online.
It's an energy revival, everybody. We're going to go.
Praise the energy.
Praise the energy. I just want to say, what's going on with the Jays over
Jennifer
here?
McLean.
We got Jacob is here. Joanna is here. Jennifer McLean. Jennifer Parks. We got all the J's in the house. Nothing against the C's, N's, and the D's, and the C's. But we got a J flush right over here. Jennifer Parks says she feels like making a cake. I'll give you my address. Jennifer McLean says, it was a great day on the planet when you jumped into the pool with us. Yes, I love this pool, sweetheart. I love being in Soul School with you, and I love all the beautiful work that you do in the world. Thank you for supporting the Energy Detox and Reboot event. And she says, there's no one better to show us how than Trisbrina. You're so amazing. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Okay, everybody, that's a little shot of the Trisbrina Show on a Thursday. It's date night. Why don't you all go get yourself some love and kisses? And I think that's what I'm going to
And we're in Austin. We're going to stay in our air-conditioned house.
That's right. So friggin' hot outside. All right, y'all. Let's find a nice Texas song for you. What can we do here? Oh,
so you're the very first ones to get the link for the Energy Detox. If they find any oopsies or boo-boos, let us know so we can fix them.
Yes, thank you so
I think everything
much.
should be good.
All right, everybody. Tip our hat to you. Love you all. See you soon. Royalty-free music brought to you live by The Trisbrina Show.